Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
This is where I believe it starts to go wrong. By the way, there have been listeners that have said, with my health condition, there are certain things I shouldn't eat. Well, f*** you. Anyway, no, it's these Charles. I think they're Charles chips. I think they're Charles.
They're made by Charlie.
These are the best. I make my own vinegar.
I know you do, Charlie.
Thank you, Rob. And I make my own sour cream.
Oh, Charlie.
And I won't tell you. I won't tell you where I put the onion.
These conversations are usually had when, like, friends are like, is this an STD or an ingrown hair? That's when that happens.
I would say this
regarding
checking out a medical condition. Hell yeah.
Pony,
you use the web? Do you use the internet a lot to check on symptoms?
Oh, for all my STDs.
Okay, very good.
Yours or someone else's?
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Live from Podville Media in Washington, D.C. and around the world. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome to the party. And please join us along with our friends in great cities like Glendale, Arizona, Treasure Island in the San Francisco Bay, Highview, West Virginia, Assisi, Italy, Shapley, Maine, hello, and Lake Bled, Slovenia.
At least it's past tense.
The Mike O'Mara Show is on right now. How are you? Happy Monday. I always like it when I come into a studio and Oscar's in a worse mood than I am on Monday.
Yeah.
I wasn't until I found out I was okay today, but I got a little back pain, so I'm a little but he came in and then he just what does that say? What does that say about me as a human being, that I feel better when I know he's not feeling that well or feeling like irritated?
I think it is part of your human DNA. Like, it's the worst thing in the world? Being last in a line. It's great when someone gets behind you.
Maybe it screams invested. Right?
What does that mean?
It screams invested.
Here we go. Go ahead. Yeah, we're going to give you the
it's no longer about you, Mike. It was about you for a moment.
Here we go.
But now it's
what
about
are you
Oscar.
invested in?
Let me be clear here. I'm coming off a weekend where my nephew Luca, he's an anchor on his high school television station that gets beamed into his sister's middle school, mind you.
Very cool.
So it's a big deal in LA, at least for him. And it would have been a big deal if we were in Montgomery County that happened.
He's a sensational kid, by the way.
He
I got a chance to work with him over the summer. Really like him.
And he was asking me how Tio Oscar problem solves team dynamics, as in he wants to be a little stronger on the production end, and he wants to help, foster a certain level of accountability on the anchor's end. And I said, well, what you can't do is what Tio Oscar does is he goes on a show and airs all his dirty laundry to the world, because that alienates his entire team and they won't work for you at a high level for about a decade.
You don't think he would do that on the high school?
I don't think he would do that. I just said
sports broadcast when he comes in and says, let me tell you about Johnny.
Answer that statement you made, because this is when you look, you know how to get to the inner cookie of me. I know how to get to it with you. When you came in and you said invested.
Yes.
That is a work reference that I've heard you use before, which means, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're a little frustrated that you are super into doing things a certain way and you're not getting that feedback. Is that close?
There's let me start with this. There are team wins and team losses. Mm-hmm. So this is a team loss in my eyes. And we haven't lost anything.
This might be, but whenever you say that, you might be dragging me back down into your mood, and I don't want to.
No, this has nothing to do with TMOS. This has to do with look. You have a lot of fish to fry. There's a lot of studios here, right?
Yes,
and we all work on them collectively, and we all garner a check from multiple different sources here. So,
except for me,
Mike, no, because
no, because technically someday, maybe if we're lucky,
right,
exactly.
I'm
what they call a silent partner.
Yeah, silent partner.
And maybe
I mean,
you'll be remembered at Christmas time with a
that
Podville
has
blanket
that
or
has
something.
his own show. So you're
That's
an
true.
influencer
Yeah,
of
that's
of
true.
sorts.
Yeah. So I'm very excited.
And my perspective is that there's a reason why we label cables. There's a reason why we make them nice and neat within the production so they can be pulled quickly and moved in the right direction.
Spotted if need be. Yes.
We have 3 different teleprompters going in for an ESPN production that will happen tomorrow. And I spent the greater part with with all due respect, Mr. Bloom, this past hour up till 2:30 as he was then gearing up for the Michael Mara show, finding out which cables were for which teleprompter, which could have been fixed by simply labeling when you install, which is a common practice in any great production company.
SOP, as we say in the trade,
Yes,
Oscar,
yes.
standard operating procedure.
Correct. And when I'm on my hands and knees sweating up a storm, I don't mind moving cables.
No.
But I sit there and I'm like murmuring like a madman to myself. Just label. If we just label this thing, we gotta be okay. We just label these things. Why can't we label things? I can't believe we didn't label things. Why don't we label things? We have so many labels. I can't believe this is happening.
It's
They
a
hate me.
clinker.
Well, they hate me. They might do this on purpose to give me a heart attack. If they gave me a heart attack, would they be happier? If I get hit by a bread truck on the way home, is that going to be better for everybody involved?
You're not going to be hit by a bread truck.
And then during that entire process, my wife walks by and she is not being snippy to me, but I'm taking it as that. And you always derail on the people you love.
Yeah.
So we know that well here on the show, Mike. So when Shannon says something to me, I snap at her. Now my marriage is ruined once again for the day. So I got cables and now my marriage. So and this is my only outlet. So thank you for letting me clarify.
What was her
I use
comment?
it that way.
Did she want to zip tie the wires?
She loves zip ties.
She does.
Loves zip ties.
I
Now I ruined your marriage.
I get it. I understand it. And
It's
lots
so
going
easy
on.
to do.
I know.
Label.
Yes.
Label, baby.
So who would have been the person that would have been responsible for labeling? Anybody?
It's a team L because I walked everybody in like a good teacher would and say, guys, let's work this out together. How did this happen? And to a man and woman, and maybe this is the reason why people don't tell me things, Oscar, you big dummy, because you air it out on the show. What happened here? I got a lot of, excuse me? I don't know. And I said, well, who? I didn't scream. I said, well, then if nobody knows, let's all learn together. So then I said, this is what we do. We label.
That's the outer you. The
Yes.
inner you is seething.
Sizzling.
The inner me is fired up.
Angry.
And starts sweating. And then luckily my wife said, you're sweating so much. And I said, yes, because I'm trying to solve problems that shouldn't be a problem right now.
How much as let's use percentages.
Yes.
By percentage, how much faster would the job have gone if things had been
90%.
properly labeled? Wow.
Yeah.
So you're just sweating your balls off doing the whole job that didn't have to be done.
It didn't have to be done if it was just labeled.
Right.
That's it. A little label. I would, if the label said, F you, Oscar, teleprompter 1, I'll take that. Insult me with the label. Use shtick, whatever it is that makes you happy.
Teleprompter 3, dick.
Yeah. O is a dick. I'm fine with that.
They didn't use the labels I printed then.
Like you, if that's what's going to invest you into let me insult the boss.
Yeah, make
I'll
it
take
fun.
it as long as it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's friendly, it's funny, and then as you were doing the job in 90% faster, you'll laugh quietly as the prompter.
Sure.
Pony, how was he to work with this morning or this afternoon?
Pony, are you in there?
Pony,
where'd he go?
I'm sorry. People are asking me more questions about wires.
I'm doing a show.
Yes.
Right now, I'm doing the show.
Yeah, leave him
you
alone.
are doing the Michael Mara
Leave him
show.
alone, please.
Right now. I don't
Exit,
keep it to myself.
Exit. Thank you.
Okay.
We are doing a show now. It's 90 minutes.
Now.
It's now.
When?
Now.
Thank you.
Now.
Now.
Right.
My slot machine app tells me when you hit a bonus and you go to a spinning wheel.
Yeah.
To some guy, don't know where he's from, but he goes, look up now.
You know what?
Look up now.
I've played that machine.
Mike,
Yes.
Yeah, we call it wheels.
I have a great TikTok follow for slots, live slots out of Las Vegas. The lady's playing them in real time all night long. That's fun to watch.
Is it?
Matt, did you catch
So Matt, my
the
question
gist?
to you was, how was he to work with today?
Today, you know what? He's been a lot worse in the past. I would definitely say he kept his cool and did his very best to keep things from getting too aggressive.
Thank you.
Who came in and was talking to you?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
That's
not
my
yelling
why.
at Shannon.
You did.
I'm not yelling at Shannon. I did. But
No,
if I'd known
no,
it was
no.
her, I wouldn't. Yeah.
You yelled at Pony.
Yeah, I yelled
Yeah.
at Pony.
In
Pony
fairness.
knows that I
Yeah.
yell at him.
You yelled at Shannon.
I
can
didn't.
handle
I
it.
snapped. I said, Shannon, tone.
Tone?
I would like to.
Yeah, 'cause she was
Can I
giving me a
make a
tone.
request?
Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah.
Tone.
As we go forward, and
Tone
I know
low.
the listeners will back me up on this, I'd like to see
Funky.
more of Shannon on the show.
I'd love to see more of her.
Occasional visits from Shannon. Mm-hmm. All right, I'd like to do that if we
Oscar,
could.
how do you feel about that?
Well, I love my wife, so I'm gonna give you
good to
2
hear.
thumbs up.
Mhm.
That's on air. Call me off air.
Maybe
And
a
we'll just-
text.
Shannon. Oh God, how do you put this?
I know how to put it.
How good?
You have to choose your moments, and timing is everything.
Time. We have to teach her the talk triangle.
May I completely change gears
Yes.
on
Yes,
us right
please.
now?
I love my wife. Moving on.
and bring in something that that I rarely do. I rarely say, read this.
Oh,
And I've got questions, and if anybody gets a chance to read it, I'll entertain whether I have questions as to the source of this. But there is an article in a magazine that I take regularly. It's called Esquire.
Yes.
And on the cover, you'll see, all right, Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew McConaughey has written an essay called After Uvalde by Matthew McConaughey.
Mhm.
That is
I'm looking it up now.
probably, in my opinion, one of the best written essays about gun control and what we do to change. And it is as middle of the road, as controlled and well balanced and passionate without being sanctimonious. I don't know quite how to describe it, but it is so well thought out, and the motivations behind him getting involved will explain themselves, not the least of which he was born in Uvalde and grew up there in his younger days. And I will tell you something, it is just really something that I found riveting, and you know how I feel and how angry I get, and probably I spout off an awful lot when it comes to the issues of guns, especially when there are kids involved. One of the reasons I do is because I grew up close to where Newtown happened and Sandy Hook. And I will tell you something, this guy, here's the question I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It's so good that I just am very, very delightfully pleased that an actor wrote this, because it was so good. This guy can write. He is well thought out, and I know he's flirted with the political arena to a degree.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something. If this guy ever wants to, throw his hat into the ring, being young and a talented guy and a funny guy and a guy that gets it. I was a fan before, but after reading this, and it's in Esquire magazine, I was just blown away by how the effort he put forward with the recent gun legislation that got overlooked because Roe v. Wade got overturned. So we forgot that there was bipartisan legislation for the first time in 28 years that changed gun laws.
Yeah.
So it really was, and not dramatically, but compromise was reached, and they did that. And it's not by any stretch of the imagination finished or enough, in my humble opinion, but there was compromise, and the way he writes about it and why he did it and how he did it was pretty terrific. And he's got some lessons in there that I think we all could learn, myself included. And I really, really think you should check it out, Matthew McConaughey, because, we're all Americans, and it's a great article for all Americans. Made me feel good about it makes you feel good about this country, and it makes you feel bad about playing for one particular team.
Oh.
And I think
compelling.
it is really, and I'm talking about either team.
Yeah.
And that is because compromise being the way it always ought to be. I just think that it tells me that I just like the guy.
The timing
I like the guy
is also perfect, as midterms are here and early voting is already going on, and in a lot of these battleground states. And if there is, and I'll read it, Mike. Thank you for giving us the recommendation. My early thoughts of Matthew McConaughey at the White House talking about and his compassionate speech to the press, talking about gun control, how and not absolute gun, like no guns. He's just, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah, and he really cements these ideas that he has, and he and his wife really just did some good work, and they did it in a very well thought out way. It struck me as a guy that used his celebrity in the best possible way to get some stuff done.
It's a little reassuring, isn't it, when someone can still use celebrity in a positive way like that?
It is, good. and you get a guy like that did it in such a way that he met with the families and he did all that under the radar. And then when the radar was something that would help the cause, bring in the cameras, bring in the media and do that. So you tell me what you think if you get a chance to read it. It's not a short article. It is a bit of a read, but at the same time, it's the way.
Read it out loud to me after the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll need
it's
to get
not a homework
you'll need to
assignment.
get under the console and pull wires while I do
it's
it.
not.
I want your broadcast voice.
It's not a homework assignment. It is a. It is something that if somebody chooses to read it, I'd love it.
Yeah.
It would be great.
Thank you.
That's the heavy
Appreciate
part.
it.
Let me share with you a little tale of the out of control eating of Carla and Mike O'Mara. I mentioned to the boys that I got on the scale today. I had gone on my little Boston Odyssey, and because we walked 15 miles, I didn't gain weight on that trip. How that didn't happen, I don't know, but I didn't. And then when it came to this past weekend, fudged it a little bit. You remember Thursday we went out with some friends that had had house damage in Sanibel down here in Florida. And we had a very nice evening. Then on Friday, I think maybe I fudged it a little bit. I didn't have my one meal a week.
What are you fudging again?
It's an interesting verb.
I think I can probably best describe what happened by discussing Saturday. All right,
Mike, does this qualify as a fat attack?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And if my wife was here, she'd say, well, you did, and you did, and you did. But I am going to throw her squarely under the bus for what happened. All right? So here's what happens. We get now our friend Carmen, her schedule is changed, and we now get coverage for Friday and Saturday night.
Oh, that's great. 2-day nights.
Until flag football starts, and then Friday night.
What team does she play for again?
Forget it. Stop it. You're going to confuse me because it's Monday and I'm working slow anyway.
Let him focus.
No.
Yeah,
the thing about it is that we didn't go out or anything on Friday, but she picks Michael up from school on Friday and helps Carla out as Carla continues to, as I remind her, even with a hurricane, got to get back out and slay that dragon.
Those faces won't facial themselves.
Well, the thing is there are more worry lines down there than ever before, and she can take care of that.
Yeah, stress.
Well, handle it. Please, handle your business. That's what I tell her. No, I don't. Excuse me. That was
That's what he tells her.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I have one of these. So can
it's the post-Ian refresh.
Okay. So I've now completely lost my train of thought.
Now you're saying that Friday. She picks
Friday.
up.
So Friday,
anyway.
So we hedged it, but it was a quiet evening at home.
Yeah.
watching one of our latest little limited series, which we liked so bad. We finished it. It was great. I'll talk about that later. But Saturday is still cheat day. All right.
Ooh.
So Saturday is that cheat meal.
Treat day.
Now, treat day is on the way. We were winging it. We weren't making a reservation anywhere. We were just winging it. It wasn't planned. This, as it turns out, was probably a problem.
A fatal
because
flaw?
Yes.
Now,
So,
is it a treat day or a treat meal?
It is supposed to be absolutely 100,000% a treat meal. A treat
I'll do
lunch,
anything for
dinner,
food.
breakfast on one day of the week. You
Right.
get one. You'll
Right.
do anything. You might want to hit the fat attack sound.
Yeah.
again,
Is it
okay?
time again?
One meal. One meal.
Fat attack.
Fat attack.
So here's how this is where I believe it starts
show's
to
so
go
dumb.
wrong.
It is.
And by the way, there have been listeners that have said with my health condition, there are certain things I shouldn't eat. Well,
Yeah.
f you. Anyway, that's what I wanted
Less
to say.
trans
All right.
fats, more statins.
Right.
So, but anyway, I'm doing the work.
You can, Mike, you're living in real life in real time. You can only do what
Wait
you
a
can
second.
do.
Didn't you stop going to your personal trainer? What
Yes.
work are you doing?
He's doing the work by eating better 6 days a week.
Okay.
That's work.
No, I got to do that too because I need to get stronger.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't want to make that call. And he hasn't called me either.
Well, you know.
Is he okay?
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah,
Well, I
he's
should
like-
check on him.
Yeah,
No,
you
I've
might
talked to him.
wanna.
I don't
I've
have
talked
to
to him
deal with
since.
on there
Okay.
today.
I
Okay.
think. But I mean, I also have an injury, and that usually sidetracks me from doing what?
I'm sorry.
So anywho,
You can tune into the second audio program of the show if you want to hear what Oscar was saying.
SAP.
Yeah, sorry.
Separate audio programming. By the way, have you seen my latest? I do this for my friends, and I do it sometimes on the show.
Huh.
But I do now Swedish miniseries with English dubbing. Okay,
I
this
didn't
would be
know
great.
this.
I'd love to see this.
because it looks like you're saying, it's just like you look at the guy. Let me see if I can. I know. I think I'm fine with this camera.
Yeah. It's
All right.
Head on.
So say I'm the police commissioner.
Okay,
right?
you're the police commissioner. Good.
Detective, we have to make sure that we're going to make sure the people are going to be rounded up. If you have to kick some doors in, then you should.
that is hilarious.
Great.
I've
know
never
when you
seen
get
that before.
those
Yeah, we
on
get that a lot.
Netflix? You haven't seen that one?
It'll be. I'll have to look it up. Be like, oh, this is.
Oh, that's right. I
this
started in Boston after a couple of drinks at dinner.
This is a
That's what I
French
did.
television show, and I can't get past the mouths moving
Right.
at the different.
The wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a serial killer, and he's still out there.
I can't do that even if I try.
I love that also not only are you doing the mismatched mouth, but you're giving it the absolute underscored American accent.
Right. Right. Absolutely. You know.
He's
I want
out. He's
15.
still
I
out
want
there.
15 squad cars right now, and I want to make sure that they're sent to the right place.
This is where I'm a snob. I'll see that happening, and I'll go, well, next show.
Yeah.
Can't deal with
Yeah,
this.
I do too. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll do subtitles all day long. Don't the dub track.
Yeah,
I can't
unless it's
deal with
perfect.
it.
Unless
I can't
it's
do
perfect.
it, and it's never perfect.
The
Never.
Spanish
It's never
ones are perfect.
You know.
The Spanish ones are like
really?
just synced up because somehow they care more about those.
Well, you realize all languages are kind of, because you think for a second, especially with, it seems like the Nordic countries, your Swedish shows, you look at it, or your French, sometimes you look at it and it seems like it is, and then it's not.
Yeah.
And then you realize, that they're saying something like,
the Nordic
she was
countries
found at the bottom of a swimming pool, and that's what happened.
Are the Nordic countries technically a romance language?
I don't know.
Like
I don't
Spanish
know.
and French? Because that would be,
I
they
don't
would be
know.
more similar that way.
I don't even know what a romance language
Yeah.
is.
Based
it was
in
Latin.
based in Latin. Roman.
Oh, all right.
But
Et tu, Brute?
Yes. And
Carpe diem?
yes, all these good things.
Caveat emptor?
Oh, look
E
at you.
pluribus unum.
Yeah,
What does
that's
that
good.
mean?
The one that's on the dollar.
Yeah.
In God we trust. In
It
God
counts.
we trust.
No, out of
Right?
many, one.
All right, whatever. Anyway,
Oh,
so
let's
we're
get
out.
back to our topic.
And I'll do
Fat
anything
attack.
for food. I could eat 2 dozen eggs, 36 pork chops, 24 frankfurters. I've eaten a dozen bagels at one time with 2 packages of cream cheese. I'm never full. I'm never, ever full physically. I stopped at a Jewish deli and had 2 pastrami on clubs, 4 frankfurters, 2 knishes, and then went home and had Chinese food.
And before you write me, I still don't know where it came from, so no, you can't Google it. So
I love that he got Chinese on the way home.
I do too, knishes.
Well, that's interesting that is brought up in this. So on the way, Carla says, and she's done this before, you want to stop by Iguaneria and grab a margarita,
Sure.
for the road. A little road margarita, and we do that. And so it's off to explore and see. Now, a side trip was that we wanted to see what some of the area looked like, and I will tell you something. The one that stopped me in my tracks was when I looked off to the side of the main drag down here, and there's a depository where the debris is being dumped from Hurricane Ian, and that in and of itself is something that's stunning to look at when you just see the wood and
refuse.
The crap and the refuse and the aluminum and everything and then in a row, neatly lined up, side by side, hundreds of refrigerators.
Ooh.
Refrigerators that had been lost in the storm. And it was,
I thought it was a yard sale.
Stunning to look at. No, that represents probably a house every time you see one.
Yeah.
And people that, had them, and it's just...
they get washed out to sea and then brought back in, right?
I have no idea, but I mean, it was, you looked and you went, you get it. Because sometimes when you're in my circumstance and you weren't damaged that extensively like so many people were down here, you forget unless you look at that and it's reminded. And so we looked at that. We went down one of the roads down here to see... There's an area of very, very expensive homes. Some of the more expensive homes around here, they have a lower level, and then they have 2 stories that go straight up. Mm-hmm. And the lower levels were, the water came up, guys, and it washed everything out of the lower levels. And in many cases, you'll have a house that stinks, is gutted in the basement, where people might have a bedroom or a living area, like anybody's downstairs. Yeah. And then you go up to the second and the third floor, and it doesn't look like there was any storm at all.
Wow.
It's surreal. And then, of course, there were other places that were not necessarily built above ground with stilts and stuff like that were older, pre-2015 in some cases, that were wiped out. And so it's stunning to
the newer
look
houses that have the basement level that is actually a above ground basement, that first level, are they more to hurricane code that they can go through?
Code.
Okay.
Code.
All right.
Code that I think came into play, I want to say, the very first round was Hurricane Andrew, I think, over in Homestead, when Homestead was, all these stick-built houses that didn't have any code, they got wiped out.
Gone.
But anyway, so we saw that, and then we're driving and we're reflecting on this, and I said, okay, let's go and get to some place that we want to go. And we drive and we look here and said, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. No. And then we turn around a corner and I see, bonjour.
Hello.
I see a restaurant, and it's a French restaurant, and it's in a strip mall. And I said, I'd read about that before.
The best French restaurants are strip malls.
Yes. And there a lot of restaurants are in
just
strip
like
malls.
Peking
Doesn't matter.
Gourmet.
Well, a lot of
Don't
people
be a snob.
a lot of people will get their nails done, go to the vape shop, and then go to the French restaurant.
Isn't Peking Gourmet next to a vape shop?
No. Oh. Well, it might be. No, I don't know. It comes and goes. It's near a post office.
It was. We got in there.
Send some duck.
We get dinner. I'm excited because I wanted to go to this place. Carla was kind of on the fence, and I said, "Well, why don't you get that Ina Garten thing?" She said, "Nobody makes it like you do," which is a compliment to me. The beef bourguignon.
Oh, I didn't know if the Ina Garten thing was some sort of affliction.
So she.
Why did you get that Ina Garten thing? What, blue toes?
I get an aforementioned duck. I get a piece of duck.
Nice.
And
like a quarter, like the breast and the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
nice.
They had a menu, like with a number on it, a prefix thing.
Oh, good.
That they do. So I'm sitting there. Well, that's better than 90% of the places around here. That's good. We'll do that. And we get that. She gets her dinner, and she's not happy. I mean, she's not happy.
Salty dog.
And you know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, of
I know
course.
they
I
say that,
always
right?
say this,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm learning that the hard way.
Now, in the meantime, where the drinks are flowing. It's we've switched from the marga to we didn't finish them, so we're having a little vino. Yes,
this is a pro tip. So
it's date night.
yeah, God willing, I get older and we're able to do this, and Shannon and I are still together. Do you take, because it's a jug of margarita, right? That comes,
or do you just
to
get
drive
two?
No,
through?
we didn't do Joe. We get two.
You,
two individual
to-go cups.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
great,
that's
great,
it.
great.
Not
I
a
love it.
jug.
Got it,
jug
got
is when we're bringing it home.
Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry.
A jug is for others.
Come down here sometime.
Yeah,
we spend
yeah.
the
We would get a
spend
jug.
the entire time we're down here totally wasted.
Okay.
I'll stay
So
home.
when
Sorry, Rob. Sorry about that. I
you could be our
apologize.
DD.
No,
Guys,
I
are
don't want
you
to
done? Are
travel.
you done drinking yet?
I would
Can
be
we go
paranoid right now.
home?
If I was Rob and I was in Rob's role like I was at some point, I would be thinking that I'm doing this just to rub his nose in it, and I'm really not.
No,
I'm
it's
really,
okay.
really
It's
not.
all good. It's
I'm
all
really
good.
not. But I just know that that's not my intent,
I know.
and my sincere
You feel like
apologies
your life
for
is
doing
better
it.
not drinking, right?
Yes, I do.
Like I think about you've done more in the past weekends sober, like
This is
out
true.
in life.
This is
Like
true.
seen people you haven't seen forever, experienced things you haven't
But
experienced.
when the straw that stirs the drink says, "Come on down to my house for a weekend, we'll stay drunk the whole time."
Can I share this with you? Sunday sucked.
Okay, there you are.
Sunday sucked.
You don't
it
miss that.
doesn't make you
No,
feel good.
You're right. You're right. I don't miss that.
It didn't feel good at all. It was yucky. And I'll tell you why it was yucky. So to make
red
a long
wine,
story,
red wine at the place.
red wine at the play. But, it's just the rolling of the eyes. And at a certain point, I'm looking at her. Everything that comes out was a big bowl of okay. And she is more unhappy with everything that and I'm sitting there going, okay, this was included. That's not what I wanted. This was included. Okay, that's not. And Carla's blaming me because I was kind of the catalyst to go to this French place. And I was, I was the one. So
what
she's
town
really
is this
blaming
in?
me.
Just so I have a little.
No, I don't want to.
No, it's called
I don't want to
Monsieur.
zero
It's
in.
called Monsieur Soggy's.
It's you know what it's called, Oscar? It's called Sad Acres.
Okay,
That's
Sad
what it's
Acres
called.
Boulangerie.
Sad Acres, Florida. It's somewhere in the middle of the state. Okay.
Okay.
So I am sitting there, and okay, it's time to go.
If she was
And-
separate from you, would you have had a good time and a good meal?
No, I will give you that.
Okay.
I think that overall, everything was just okay. And
Okay.
you can have that once in a while, and it just happens to be an off night.
Right.
So I was in the business. I had a failed restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this place seems very popular. Okay. So if I say okay one time, hit me. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that hurt.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen, we're
And-
going to the French place that's okay.
But I should.
They're all rated high, Mike. If you did your research,
I don't want you doing this. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sorry. Just trying to back you up.
Jeez. You're not. You're trying to. I don't want to get in trouble.
No.
I get nervous about stuff like that. Trouble. So
Stop it.
Let me wrap this up. All right?
No, go. I love it.
So we get though.
Yes.
What we got? We got an appetizer, an entree, and dessert.
Okay.
So we get a full dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, a full dinner. And I eat my dinner. I eat all of my dinner.
what
and
were the
she
appetizers?
eats almost all of
what
hers.
were the appetizers?
Snails
Good.
for
And
me
how- and how were
onion
they?
soup for her. Mine were fine. They were. That was very good.
I bet the onion soup was a variety I know called a French onion soup.
Shut up, Rob.
Panera.
Thank you.
That's a solid one.
So we get dinner, but she's not happy, and I'm kind of getting that.
Right.
But it's not so much that it's going to ruin the evening, but it certainly didn't help.
Yeah.
And it's just she's not happy. And when she's not really happy like that, it's kind
It's
of
your cheat day. She wants
then
wants
she-
food she loves.
Yeah.
Well, she does. And she was not going to let the evening end with a dissatisfied food experience,
Oh, dear.
which is why I was instructed to rev the engine up and head for a gourmet restaurant known as the Cracker Barrel.
Hey.
Whoa.
where she said, that wasn't good. Why don't we go? I want to see if they have my salt and vinegar chips, and we can get pancakes. And I, not being completely
You mean the salt
sated,
and vinegar chips that are like in the general store area?
Yes, 100%.
They
her
have
favorites.
them at a grocer, you know.
Or 7-Eleven.
Not ours down here.
Oh.
The Pubix doesn't have them.
Does she like the Utes? What does she like?
No, it's the Charles. I think they're Charles chips.
Okay.
I think they're Charles.
They're made by Charlie.
These are the best. I make my own vinegar.
I know you do, Charlie.
Anyways. Thank you, Rob. And I make my own sour cream.
Oh, Charlie.
And I won't tell you. I won't tell you where I put the onion.
I think I know.
Rob.
Charlie.
They are waffle potato chips.
Ruffled.
Waffle.
I don't know.
It says
What's a waffle?
Charles.
A waffle, Oscar. A waffle is a waffle you have at breakfast.
No,
Duh.
Charlie, don't you have another delivery to Cracker Barrel?
I do. I got a whole box truck full of Charles chips.
Do you have trouble with that little game with the pegs that they put at the
I
table?
hate it. I never know what it's going to do. All the holes are there, and they never have enough of the plastic little men.
You could use golf tees.
What's happening to this Monday show? It's completely out of control. So, it's off to the Cracker Barrel.
Great place. You know, I've been there
By the way,
twice
I should point
since
out,
you've recommended it, and I love it.
I have had a full dinner.
Right. 3 courses.
And I am sated. When we get to the Cracker Barrel, Charlie Charlie has not delivered
Oh, no.
his salt and vinegar chips.
No sour cream, no yeast, nothing.
Now she's just sad because
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
she's not going her way.
She's salty.
And
vinegary.
doesn't keep us from being one of the last people in the Cracker Barrel to go in and get their blueberry
Oh, you
pancakes
closed it down.
with their warm bottle of syrup that they bring out to the table.
Closed
And
it down.
you know, okay, as a blueberry pancake maker,
Yeah.
the way I
You're
do
a
it is
snob. Yeah.
I'm a blueberry pancake snob. You put the pancake on the griddle and then you carefully drop
Yes.
the individual main blueberries into this guy. Let me explain how the chef, the cook in the back at the Cracker Barrel. I'm going to show you how I think.
Yes.
I wasn't there. I wasn't looking at him. But let me explain the way I think he put the blueberry pancakes together. Okay. All right. I'll use this. That's a little fuzzy glasses holder
glasses
that I
holder.
have. I'll show you how he dropped it. He puts the batter out. He reaches in
Nice
with a
and neat.
spoon. These are your blueberries. And he goes. Because there was just a mass of coagulated berries, which caused it causes the batter not to cook through.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
mine were a little battery, but that's okay because we had warm syrup and home.
No one's ever gotten sick from warm batter.
Also, the hostility that it takes just to throw it on the griddle.
Yeah.
Because they
Are you
walked in
kidding me?
15 minutes before it closes.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me it's 8:45 and somebody wants a blueberry effing pancake? There, get it right out to it. So anyway, fat attack.
So you
And then
had
I
a
gained-
full breakfast meal after your
Full
meal.
breakfast, full fatty breakfast.
Yeah.
After a full meal, and then yesterday a homemade steak Caesar salad that we made, and I said, "Oh, this will be healthy." Well, it didn't prevent me from gaining 5 pounds. Life sucks. We'll be right back.
Michael Mara, New Orleans, Sharon Bailey, Angeline, Jim Amato, Dennis Murphy, Paulie, Christine, Oscar, Shannon, Pony, Carrie, Dan O'Brien, Shirts so scary. Get your tickets while you can. Say hello to Tony Lamb, Goose Cerrito, Skinny Rob, Chris Fontani, Condo Bob, Carla, Twitch, and Dirk and Reese, and 1,000 Stephanie.
Come out and see the whole gang at the TMOS Live Show, April 15th, 2023 at the House of Blues in New Orleans, Louisiana. We'll see you there.
Tickets available November 1st at michaelmaroshow.com.
They got dude.
We got dude.
We got dude.
You got dude.
Yeah, but I thought it sounded pretty good.
Thank you very much. Pretty good. Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, if you love drinking coffee every morning, and who doesn't, I love the fact that I'm back drinking coffee. Nom, nom, nom. You have to check out Trade Coffee. Oh, do I love this coffee. Trade Coffee is a coffee subscription service that makes it simpler for you to discover new coffees and make your best cup of joe at home every day. Trade partners with the nation's top-rated independent roasters to send coffee to your home that you are going to love and on your preferred schedule. Plus, you get to support small local businesses. That's a win-win. Even if you're new to specialty coffee and need some help, Trade makes it easy and convenient to discover new coffees. They'll send you ground coffee or whole beans, and Trade guarantees you'll love your first bag or they'll send you a new one for free. Right now, I am drinking organic Toka tea. Is that the right way to pronounce it, Rob?
I think it's Toka tea.
Toka tea. It's great. Toketee. It's a blend with notes of apricot, cacao, and caramel. It is insanely good. Upgrade your coffee today with Trade Coffee and let them take the guesswork out of finding your perfect cup. That's drinktrade.com/TMOS for $30 off your subscription to the best coffees in the country. Remember, drinktrade.com/TMOS, and I hope you love it as much as I do, because I know you will, people.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, everybody. And Salman Rushdie is still recovering from that brutal knife attack in western New York State over the summer. But he will recover, according to his agent, Andrew Wiley. But the attack left its mark. Wiley says, quote, his wounds were profound. God, I hate to hear that. But he's also lost the sight of one eye. So I guess they weren't able to fix that. That just sucks.
It's,
that happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we reached the end of this story, this just in, it broke a moment ago. Leslie Jordan, the actor who became an internet sensation, but perhaps you know him from Will and Grace, he passed away this afternoon at age 67, which is a lot younger than I thought he was. So
I'm trying to think of the actor. I'm trying to.
You would know the picture. You would know the picture.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Was he one of the two male stars on Will and Grace?
No. He's an older guy. But what happened is when the pandemic hit, he was all over Instagram, and he was extraordinarily popular. He was doing all sorts
Southern guy, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the guy.
I know.
I thought he was older than 67. That surprises me. But sad.
So getting back to Salman Rushdie, he had 3 serious wounds in his neck. One hand is incapacitated because the nerves in his arm were cut. God. What a failure of security. I swear to God. You know, there's guys that just want to be, I'm sorry. If you're paid to do that, that's your gig.
Yeah, you got one job.
That's what you do when a guy is able not only to rush the stage, but to do that kind of damage. Rushdie is 75. His attacker, 24-year-old Hadi Matar of Fairview, New Jersey, has pleaded not guilty. Well, F him. But anyway, that's we hope he has at least somewhat of a recovery for that. Gene Simmons, I never miss an opportunity.
He's your favorite.
He has responded to Kanye West's recent anti-Semitic comments, saying that the rapper should surround himself with nicer people and urging him to take medication. The KISS bassist made the comments during a recent interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored, where he was asked if he thinks Jewish people should accept an apology from West for his recent anti-Semitic outbursts. That saw his Instagram and Twitter accounts both suspended, and it drew, of course, widespread criticism. Speaking to Morgan on the show, Simmons, who is Jewish, said he'd never met West, but, quote, from everything I've heard. Let me turn my microphone up.
No, kill the mic.
Hold on, here we go. Come on. From everything I've heard, he sounds really wounded. He sounds hurt, so he's lashing out. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I don't know much about Ye or Kanye. If there's medication, I respectfully urge for the gentleman to take the medication. If he's surrounded by the wrong people, get some nicer people. I'm all Gene Simmons on this one. I love Gene Simmons for saying
Gene
that.
Simmons is now 87. And is it weird for you when you read that story when it refers to him as the bassist? You tend to forget that he was actually in a band. I just think of him as a merchandiser guy. Yeah.
I am an entrepreneur and a businessman. Thank you.
I like that when Kiss stopped touring without makeup, they hired a Kiss tribute band to open for them in makeup. So people got the full show.
I don't want to disappoint my people.
No, you don't, Gene. Are you a
Thank
doctor?
I'm a doctor, but I'm not, but I play one on TV. Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen. Gisele Bündchen are in the process of getting a divorce, and Gisele has hired an attorney who is very well versed in high-profile splits from the sports celebrity world. Emily Smith of Page 6 reports that Bündchen has hired Tom Sasser.
Hi, I'm Tom Sasser.
Sounds like you should be a weatherman on the Weather Channel. And now let's get a look at the low-pressure system with Tom Sasser.
Who's filling in for Sam Champion this week?
Well, Tom Sasser apparently is the managing partner of Sasser, Sestero, and Roy in West Palm Beach, Florida. Sasser is known for representing very wealthy clients, including Tiger Woods, in the 15-time major champion's ugly divorce from Ellen Nordegren.
Do you think Roy is a lawyer's first name? And the last guy just Roy.
No,
I'm Roy.
No, it's the last name.
Okay.
Nordegren ended up with a settlement of around $100 million in one of the most expensive divorces of all time. One source told Page 6 that the divorce proceedings have already gotten bitter for Brady and Bündchen. Things are very nasty between them, according to the source, always. I don't buy that. Brady and Bündchen are reportedly not at odds over their two children, 12-year-old Benjamin and 9-year-old Vivian. Both want joint custody. So that's good for the kids.
Little Viv.
Always got to think about the kids.
Tough time for Brady, losing on the field and off the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost as if he shouldn't have come back.
And it's tough. I mean, I've been there in a very, very teeny tiny. It's tough when you're in the public eye and you're going through a divorce. It sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I went through two of them while I was at the popular, the height of my popularity as a radio guy.
Did the ratings ever slip?
No, they didn't. No.
Skyrocketed, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, whatever. Anywho, speaking of Kanye West, he has claimed, listen to this. This is BS. This is the stuff I hate more than anything else that he does.
Okay.
Believe me, I hate the anti-Semitic comments.
Right, sure.
I hate all of it. But when he does this, he claimed he spoke to Quentin Tarantino about Django, the concept.
Yes.
For his Gold Digger music video, and then Tarantino turned it into a film. So he's taking credit for Django Unchained.
He's completely unhinged.
He's unhinged.
Do you have the clip I sent you?
Yes.
To pull?
I do.
Play it for Mike real quick.
All right, Mike. This is Oscar sent this to me, and I'm trying to. I have it right here. Give me just a moment.
He's talking. Charlamagne the God is talking about how Kanye called him through all these manic episodes and shared this
and needed the help. All right.
Calls me. He's basically trying to get me on board to shit on somebody he knows is my friend. Pete Davidson. Like, you got it. You're not calling me just to call me. You know Pete is my friend. Right? He's like, we got to save the new Marilyn Monroe. You know what happened to Marilyn Monroe, right? Marilyn Monroe died of drug addiction, so we got to save the new Marilyn Monroe. Talking about Kim. And I'm like, yo, you know Pete is my friend, right? So he's going on, and then finally he goes, my wife is out here f***ing a white boy with a 10-inch and you won't help me? My wife is out here f***ing a white boy with a 10-inch and you telling me that's your friend, but you're supposed to be culture? He's screaming on the phone.
Wow.
Entertaining. Yeah. Entertaining. Hilarious. What am I supposed to do but laugh at that?
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah.
I just say wow to that. The real side of it.
Credit.
And
That's It Australia for that one on TikTok.
God. Hey, Papa John's is celebrating Halloween this year by bringing it back. It's the brand's fan favorite Jack-o'-lantern pizza. From October 24th through October 31st. Oh my God, they're starting it today.
No fat attacks.
None. No.
The returning seasonal pie features a large thin crust pizza in the shape of a pumpkin. Directed with a pepperoni border and a pepperoni smiley face with triangle-shaped eye sockets set off with black olives. As in previous years, the Jack-o'-lantern pizza is served unsliced to maintain the integrity of the design, of course.
Yeah. And you know what? People are
exciting?
worried that they've brought it back after a while, but good news, folks, it still tastes like
Well then. Okay.
Oh, my God. All right. Now a little something, ladies and gentlemen. A suspected shoplifter has been called the aerosol attacker after she used sprays of feminine deodorant against a Virginia store clerk, according to, get ready, close to you guys, Stafford County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, it's right up the road.
The suspect also was not wearing pants at the time of the incident. The wild attack happened just before 5 p.m. on last Wednesday, at a Sheetz. That's a convenience store for those of you around the country that don't have them. It's a convenience store in Stafford, Virginia. The victim said the woman attempted to steal over $20 worth of items. When store employees attempted to stop her, she sprayed an employee with an aerosol can. She then left the store. A 43-year-old Washington, D.C. woman matching that description was found outside, sitting in her vehicle at one of the gas pumps. They arrested her, and she confirmed that she attempted to steal the items and sprayed the employee with feminine deodorant. That's according to the Stafford County Sheriffs. In her car, they found the can of Fresh Floral. That's the name of it. It's scented Extra Care Feminine Deodorant Spray. The product promises all-day freshness control. The woman is charged with larceny and assault and battery. The clerk said that she was surprised by the attack, but she did say the woman looked a little fishy. I'm sorry,
Mike.
I was
today. I'm 44. I didn't know there was such a thing as feminine deodorant.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't even know that.
They make another one that smells like the Whitehall Inn.
And Whitehall's fabulous fishy fritters. We'll take a break.
And now, some sentimental thoughts from the mind of Oscar Santana.
It may never be the same, but it's going to get harder.
I'm not a smart man.
It's going to get harder, and it's going to get worse.
Keeping it real dumb.
When it gets harder, you get going.
Are you stupid or something?
I mean, it might be worse now, but it's going to get harder.
Stupid as a stupid does.
You was a dummy.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show is an extra hour of comedy and thought-provoking insights every week. And while ordering the TMOS Bonus Show is as easy as clicking the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com, rest assured it's going to get harder and it's going to get worse. I mean, when it gets harder, you get going. It may never be the same, but it will get harder. Order now.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, people will try anything to lose weight. Insane workouts, eating nothing but grapefruit, questionable teas. But if you're looking for a more sustainable approach, Noom Weight is ready to help. Their psychology-based approach gives you the knowledge and the support to build lasting results. I will tell you, they're great because they know that if you fall off the wagon, you can hop back on. Noom Weight focuses on progress instead of perfection. Progress isn't a straight line, and off days are part of the process. They get it. Noom Weight helps you get back on track. You choose your level of support, from 5-minute daily check-ins to personal coaching. Noom Weight's approach is based on scientific principles that help you better understand your relationship with food. 95% of customers say Noom Weight is a good long-term solution, and active Noomers lose an average of 15 pounds in 16 weeks. I love Noom Weight because it works. Oscar loves it too. Carla loves it. Really, it helps you right up here in the inner government where it counts. If you're done trying everything to lose weight, then try Noom Weight. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com/TMOS. That's NOOM.com/TMOS to sign up for your trial today. Rob said something to me before the show that stuck with me, and it's a list. He loves lists more than anybody, and I will tell you things not to Google. I think, let me tell you why this attracted me, Rob, because when you said it, I thought in terms of when you've got any kind of malady whatsoever, you don't do that.
You're
but,
close. You're
I'm
close.
curious.
And also, the reason I was drawn to this is a true story. My Aunt Gail, my godmother, who was a good Christian, God-fearing woman.
God bless her.
One time when Google was sort of a new thing, there was a candidate that was running in her neighborhood, a local guy named Richard Black, and she wanted to find out about him. So she Googled Dick Black.
Right.
And it didn't come up with a lot of stuff about.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. See, I would have. Yeah, I'm naive that way. I'm naive that way. I've done it.
You have to be careful.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you wanted to find out information about New York Knicks NBA player Evan Fournier, you might want to Google the name Fournier, I guess is his name. But the problem is that.
Well, how do you spell it?
Fournier. So it could be Fournier or Fournier.
Fournier sounds like a Fournier. I mean, it sounds like a normal name.
Yeah.
So if you were to just Google the word Fournier, it's an old French word for boulanger or bread maker, and it's also the name of a type of gangrene that affects the genitalia.
Oh, no.
So you want to watch out for that
Just
image
did
search
that.
there.
That wasn't, that I can't do
Hold
that
on.
work.
Stay away from that.
How do you spell his name?
Fournier.
You could also prank someone with this. Be like, hey, do you mind Googling this real quick?
All right.
That's how you control your friends, but Google image.
Should I put images?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
of
where
course,
where you get burned.
Yeah, that's
no pun intended.
Oh, God almighty.
Yeah.
God, goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, God almighty.
Next time you get a fat attack, why don't you Google that first?
Oh, God,
It'll
that
shut
was
you
so,
down
I
right
didn't.
away.
I literally do a thing sometimes when I see an image that's that disturbing. I will blur my eyes and look away. I didn't get to see anything other
Good.
than just like
Good.
Labia.
stuff.
All right, this is. Don't use that word.
Oh, you can't?
No,
Oh,
well, I mean you can, but just don't
That's
as
what
a choice.
That's what I saw.
Mike, never Google the word Google.
Why?
Because it will just give you more and more Google pages. Your computer will loop, and it's a tremendous waste of time.
I'm not
So
doing that.
Don't
Okay, I
Google the
won't do
word
that
Google.
one.
Don't
All right.
Google your favorite food. You're just going to make yourself hungry. Don't Google
that's
the
dumb.
word.
Now that's the first one. Thanks a lot. That to me is
Hold
like
it,
what
Mike.
you'd get on the local news. That's useless. That one.
Don't Google the word crocodile.
What's that?
No, can I stop you there for a second though? Because when you say, by the way, Phil's got a story on what you shouldn't Google, and the guy gets on there. But most important, we'll be back at 11 tonight at 11. What you should not Google, and then they say something like, "Don't Google your favorite food because they'll show you a picture of it, and then you'll want to eat it."
We're building, Mike.
Okay, all right.
What's
What do you
it?
got?
How you spell it?
Crocodile. Krokodil.
Give it
That's
that-
the
give it-
street name for a morphine derivative with powerful opioid effects known as desomorphine.
No,
It's
don't-
very popular.
Don't need that in my search history.
in the Russia and the Ukraine.
Jesus.
But the problem is that you're likely going to see the side effects because it's often illegally prescribed and it can literally cook the skin, causing large-scale tissue infection or damage in the injected area. It's known as the flesh-eating drug.
All right, that's not nearly as bad
No,
as the other thing
that's
you
the
had there.
labias.
But here's the thing. Both of these, and I should make it very clear,
Yes.
you know what I'm doing is giving people a roadmap. The only thing that pops up is if you put images in there.
Images.
That's it.
Okay.
You know.
Don't Google mouth larva.
Oh, I'll pass on that.
I'm going to pass on that one.
Ooh.
Pass on mouth larva.
Oh.
All right,
What,
Mike.
can you just say, does it say what mouth larva is? That like
It
when
says-
bugs get in a person's
yes,
mouth?
and they live in your mouth. And they
like a live person?
Lay
Sure,
eggs.
yeah. Larva. And that's,
Like maggots, right?
yeah, before they become beautiful flying creatures.
Like when a
But I
piece
mean,
of
what they're
steak
saying that
from, a Caesar salad gets
How
stuck
would
there for too long.
wait a minute though? How do you get? I thought that would be like somebody's deceased.
Well, no, it can happen with living people as well. So you just
I'll
don't.
give you the path. It's you have a raw diet. All these these CrossFit guys.
Mhm.
They're mouth breathers. They pass out with their mouth open, and a fly comes through, and then lays a larva egg, and then you move on with life. You wake up with that.
Yeah. And you'll be spitting all day.
Protein.
Mike, you already mentioned this. Don't Google your symptoms because you're not going to get a true, if you're really sick, maybe go to something more specific
Ask
like
your friends. Like,
WebMD.
does this look like an ingrown hair to you?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that
You know what I mean?
I've used it for both. I've used it and been freaked, and I've used it and gotten a benefit out of it. There's the Mayo Clinic has a really good website.
Yeah, WebMD
that's
good.
very detailed.
These
about
conversations
that,
are usually had when, like, friends are like, "Is this an STD or an ingrown hair?" That's when that happens.
I would say this
Right, Matt?
regarding
Hell yeah.
checking out a medical condition. Hell yeah.
You know
Pony,
what's
you
up.
use the web? Do you use the internet a lot to check on symptoms?
Oh, for all my STDs.
Okay, very good.
Yours or someone else's.
All right, we're running out of time. What
All
else do you have?
real quick, never Google calculus bridge,
Oh.
which sounds like a math problem, doesn't it?
Yes.
Certainly.
Yes, it's not. It's a major dental issue. Calculus bridge is hardened plaque across the teeth that has to be chipped away
I'm going to
by
try
a
it.
dentist.
That one I can handle.
CALCULUS bridge, calculus bridge. While you do that, remember, and Pony, you can probably back us up on this, don't ever Google your email address.
Why?
Because Reddit users and other people that are no good can find in your search history your email address and use it as an in to find out who you are and things like that. So don't do that. It's recommended that if you've been compromised in a data breach, go ahead and change your email address.
Overall?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep. True enough.
Jesus.
That's nasty. That's just nasty.
Calculus
but
bridge.
I don't mind looking at that one.
I want to clean it up.
mind.
And Mike,
I just want to get the hook.
Yeah.
I hold in my hand the last thing you should never Google, which is ring avulsion.
Oh, I'm not.
AVULSION. Ring avulsion.
Is that a type of door cam?
It is a injury that occurs when the ring on a finger either catches on something or creates so much pressure that it severely damages the soft tissue in your finger. Worst case scenario is it causes your fingertip to deaden and rip off your hand.
Didn't one of the late night hosts get that?
Yeah, it was Jimmy Fallon. He was a hard, so you have to watch out for that. But I think if you Google ring avulsion,
So it's like
you'll see the rotted finger. Yeah,
you don't deal with it, and it's cut off the circulation,
Yes.
and you can feel that. It's probably painful,
Right.
and you're an idiot if you don't tend to it.
Right.
But some people, if it's a ring, and outside of cutting it off, they're not going to be able to fix it, right?
Well, I think maybe they could cut the ring off and probably nurse it back to health. But if you ignore it,
if they cup it, but they don't want to,
no, you're right. You're right. But Mike, don't Google Fournier.
And who has the time? Who has the time to soak?
And Mike, those are things you shouldn't Google. Okay.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. This is great.
What is this in my pants?
This is an
This bump is
informative
raised,
show.
but there's no hair.
This is an informative show.
It might be an ingrown hair. Weigh in.
We will take a break, and we will come back right after that. I have the secret to bad officiating.
Oh, good.
When we come back.
Down the Mississippi, down in New Orleans. Well, I'm going to New Orleans. City of New Orleans. In New Orleans. Of New Orleans. New Orleans.
Way down yonder in New Orleans.
The town in New Orleans.
I'm walking to New Orleans. In New Orleans.
The Michael Mara Show live Saturday, April 15th, 2023 at the legendary House of Blues in New Orleans.
Hi, y'all are. I'm glad for you to see me, I guarantee.
Tickets available November 1st at michaelmarashow.com.
Ain't it bitchin'?
That's next week, right?
Yes, a week from
Very
today,
exciting.
as a matter of fact.
General
2 weeks
admission
from
tickets November 1st, and plenty of tickets available. We are excited about that. Well, not plenty, but enough.
Yes.
I hope. Listen, our world is getting crazier. The stakes are always getting higher, and elections are right around the corner. Big days are ahead, but wouldn't it be nice to go back to the good old days? Legacy Box transports you back to your glory days, so you can rewatch and experience your family's past. Legacy Box is the simplest and safest way to digitize all of your aging videotapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures so they are preserved forever. Robb preserved his wedding and the birth of his kids. I can watch my parents traveling the world long before they were not traveling the world. They went to Bermuda.
Well,
It was
that's
a
the
big
world.
honeymoon.
Sure.
And trust me, there's nothing cuter than digitized baby Oscar.
Yes.
Huge eyes. Digitize your
too much
memories with Legacy Box. Grab some popcorn and gather the family to revisit the good old days. Plus, for a limited time, we're offering special election sale. A special election sale for a limited time. Legacy Box. Our listeners will get an exclusive offer. So visit legacybox.com/TMOS to shop this incredible deal. That's legacybox.com/TMOS. The NFL, I have to say, it has become fun for me, Oscar. I'm truly into
Another win yesterday.
my
right?
underdog
Yeah.
team that no
Winner.
one, there isn't one pundit in sports, including our own Nikki Diamond, who did not poo-poo the Giants when it came to this past weekend.
6
Giants
and
won
1.
another one, 6-1. I have to get more well-versed in the area of the NFL. I know you're doing a thing with ESPN with all
Correct.
those guys coming in and
right
talking about
behind
the
the
world.
Eagles, undefeated Eagles. Congratulations, Philly. Like things aren't going well for you with the Phillies overall. The Philadelphia is just a winning town at the moment. And it's just killing it.
Phillies going to the World Series.
Yeah.
By the way, very excited.
There's this
Alan Wenzel, how are you, my friend?
There is
very excited.
A conspiracy theory that says that every time Philly wins the World Series, the economy goes into a recession. Just a heads up.
That's scary.
Wow.
The Cowboys are, 5-2, and then the Commanders are 3-4. For me, first of all, congratulations, Commanders. The fact that you beat the Green Bay Packers was shocking to me. Watch that.
Yeah,
game.
what is the deal with? Aaron Rodgers just collapso mundo.
And people at the game had a blast. Did you see how much elbow room they had?
We'll take the win. The Green Bay Packers, they get to go play Sunday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. Good luck with that. But your Giants, Mike. The fact that your Giants are winning at such a high level you must be in cloud nine.
Yeah,
on cloud nine.
I am on cloud nine, but I will tell you this. First of all, I take every single win as an amazing treat because it wasn't supposed to happen. The Giants weren't supposed to do anything. And yesterday, I am firmly convinced, and I don't expect everybody to watch the New York Giants play the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Big market.
But late in the game, there were a couple of penalties that did not appear to be real penalties, and it tainted what should have been a slam dunk victory, and it came down to the 1 yard line when time expired. It was absolutely as close as it can possibly get to the Jaguars. If that guy slips into the end zone, it's a crushing loss. Just doesn't seem to be the year that happens for the Giants. But once again, this is beginning to, and by the way, this to me happens whether I have a rooting interest or not. This happens in every big name game I ever see. And I don't think this is a new idea. I don't think that it's not been said before, but it's in my mind for the first time. And I think I figured out why the bad officiating. It's not because these guys are not professionals, that they have day jobs and they waltz into these stadiums on the weekend. It's not because of any other reason, I think, than they feel they have to justify their existence. I think that you get crappy calls because, look, and I think perhaps the training could be better because you get these guys that they're just too many calls that shouldn't be calls. And as far
it's
as
been all over the place this season, I agree with you.
If you miss something, I get it. Yeah. If you miss something, that's okay. But if you call something that didn't happen at all, for example, a defensive holding penalty or a pass interference call, or in the case of the Giants, a roughing the passer call, it frustrates me to no end to be inside of 2 minutes in a national football game, and I got to look at these dicks try to noodle through what one of them effed up. And it just gets, you got all these other calls that they scrutinize, but then these certain calls that are striped shirt judgment calls and unreviewable, well, that's because they're covering their stupid asses out there on the field. I'm saying they justify their existence.
Am I wrong?
That's what I think.
Am I understanding that at the end of, at the last 2 minutes, everything is reviewable?
No,
nothing is reviewable.
Not a judgment.
What about a scoring play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, correct, right?
Automatically reviewed.
Okay, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
but
Johnny Football.
A game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
By the way, this is any game during any time. Yeah. Think about it. Johnny, a successful accountant, flies to Kansas City because he's got to put on his striped shirt and be the most important man in that stadium for an entire day, and he's out there and he's bored.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's human nature.
Do you want to automate this? What's the solution?
I think that you ought to review everything. And it ought to be scrutinized when there is
It's gonna be a long game.
Yeah, long game. You're right. You're absolutely perhaps too long. But at the same time, it just frustrates me to no end.
What about
when
every play at the last 2 minutes then?
There are maybe that's a point. Mm-hmm. There are too many games that are totally influenced by that. And somebody said, well, it's been that way. That's the way it is. Yeah, this is nothing new. I'm sure it's nothing new. But I really do believe that these guys, a guy that might own a car dealership that jets in to, Green Bay and throws a flag when there's no call because he's like, well, he threw a flag. I didn't get a chance to throw a flag. It really is a Wouldn't you think it'd be a little bit of a competition?
So. And you know what? There
right?
would be the ability, if you had X number of refs up in the stands with cameras on the field, it wouldn't take any longer.
No, to review?
No. They could be watching the game from a better angle.
Guys,
I think you need the guys on the field.
I think we'll be there. We'll be there sooner than we think, especially with Amazon and play with all their tech.
Yeah.
Well, so much is reviewable and so much is replay, and they spend so much time on certain plays. Well, do it on all of them.
They could do this like they could automate this process.
Yeah.
Right. You call it on the field, and then you have the Emperor
green
Ming.
or red light. Yeah, green or red light.
Up there
Did you get it right or wrong?
No, that is not a penalty.
And if the ref gets it wrong, we take a finger.
Oh, beautiful.
Right?
Love that.
That's sort of a 10 strikes and you're out
Bring
deal.
out the finger guillotine. Yay! And the cheerleaders, and they have rockets go off and all that.
Rockets.
Yes.
Since we're talking about the NFL and fixing it.
Yes.
And this is not a unique, solution for the Super Bowl. But I did see this on TikTok, and I wish I had the name, but who knows? Maybe you've heard this before. Someone is advocating out there, or fans are, to move the Super Bowl to the weekend of the 20th that has President's Day. So that means you would have Sunday to watch the Super Bowl.
And Monday's a federal holiday.
Monday would be a federal holiday.
February 20th?
By adding a game to the season, making a 19-game season, that would allow for the Super Bowl to land on the 20th. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you just heard my thought. Yes. Yes.
I think it's a smart idea.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
And the NFL will be behind it because of an extra game. Because that's more money.
Let's more. Let's do it. Let's do it.
More.
Yes. Love to take a finger. Oh, man, you just see this one guy. What's the matter? Oh, I got a whole bunch wrong.
It'd be bad is after you got 9 wrong, you have to throw a flag with one finger. Just sort of let it hang there. And
oh, man, he can't eat Chinese food anymore. Oh. We'll take a break and come back with, come on. It's not racist. Jesus Christ.
No, it's not racist.
Now?
I love it when he spends extra time with the promo, too.
What? My name is
Robb Spiewak.
Excuse me, can I have the attention of the audience for 1 second? Hi, kids. You see, now he's real skinny, but he used to be fat. He works with Pony, but he calls him Matt. He raps on the podcast about this and that. Adjusts the thermostat with a baseball bat. I don't know. What the was Rob thinking with that every night drinking? Nearly killed his liver swimming in a vodka lemonade river. Thinking about it makes me shiver. I'm talking about Spiewak. Now he's on the right track, but here comes the blowback. So you're a big spender. Use the show shopping center. Click the banner to order. Get yourself a recorder. MichaelMarashow.com is the website to click on. Let's troubles be bygone. The conclusion is foredrawn. What time does the show come on?
Don't forget, shop online through the TMOS portal by clicking the banner at MichaelMarashow.com. A little something for you and a little something for them. Click it now, you fools.
Hi.
My name is.
Huh?
My name is.
What?
My name is.
Robb Spiewak. You fools.
Wow. Good job, Twitch. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. A recent report shows that consumer debt, like interest rate, has increased to historic numbers. With the home equity that many homeowners currently have, it's a good time to consider tapping into that equity to save money every month. According to my good friend Mark Livingstone at Cornerstone First Financial, just because you have a low interest rate doesn't mean you shouldn't refinance and take cash out to save money. And if you were to if you were to wrap in a car loan, credit cards, or student loans, you can save hundreds, if not thousands, per month, even with a higher interest rate. If cash flow relief is the priority and you want to get your head above water, the rate is irrelevant. Credit cards and second mortgages are in the double digits, and in some cases, the cash out is tax deductible. Call now to check out what these guys can do for you because they're the best. Whether it's a purchase or a refinance, what's happening to me today? Call Cornerstone First Financial, the #1 rated mortgage company of all TMOS listeners, 202-625-1221. That's, hey, 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com. Yeah, hit the new Soundtown thing that Rob sent me over the weekend.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
Sounds good. Mike, are you excited that the Yankees are not going to the World Series?
No, it's not that fresh. And I just, when the Red Sox suck, I drift away from baseball.
All right.
You'd have to tap me on the shoulder to let me know the Phillies got it.
Climactic as they're sweeping everybody.
Yeah, well, afford me these few seconds here. The Astros swept the ALCS and beat the Yankees in 4 games.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Judge on the ground. Presley's got it. Easy flip. Ball game over. And the Houston Astros win the American League pennant. The Astros are going back to the World Series. Back-to-back seasons for the 4th time in the last 6 years.
I can't imagine anyone will be rooting for them after the Phillies beat the Padres, and the Phillies also return to the World Series and usher in a recession, right?
Mike, this is the type of, and you have the audio, right?
Yeah.
With Bryce Harper. This reminded me of.
No, this is the end of the game, not the Bryce Harper hit. I'm sorry, I didn't pull that.
Well, that would be the most important part of the game. But as it took him to the World Series.
Yep.
That home run with Bryce Harper, if you get a chance and you're a sports fan, even if you're fair weather, when you hear that, it gives you chills. It's Bryce. It's Kirk Gibson-esque, except Bryce is young and can run around the bases.
Here's the end of the
Suarez fires. Pop fly. Right field. Segura's out. Castellanos on. And the Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series.
There is a man that's running across the field. He's naked. His name is Alan Wenzel. Sorry, that's my college friend Alan, who unbelievable Phillies fan. Really.
Mike, what have we always said when you dial a telephone? Dial carefully.
Yes.
Because a man in Cleveland tried to leave a message for someone who he thought was a hitman, and it wasn't a hitman. And he just left a voicemail that he wants his son taken care of.
He left a voicemail?
Yes, exactly.
Did you say his son taking it? He was trying to put a hit out on his son?
Yeah, he said alcohol was involved. I don't know if that's the case or not, but here's
this
the
guy is trying to have somebody murder his son?
Yeah, a guy in Cleveland. He's sorry now, but
Each time my son's name is it's a $5,000 hit on it.
It sounded like somebody was trying to hire somebody to hurt another person.
I don't give a where he at or what he doing or who he with. Kill that.
He did admit that it was him on the phone, and he did try to call somebody, was trying to set up actually hurting his own son. He said it was alcohol fueled, and they had an argument, and he blamed it on alcohol problems.
I've been pretty mad at Robert in the past, but never that mad. Never to put out a $5,000 hit on him.
Wow. I mean, if they
what do hits go for these days? I usually feel like they're
like 10, I think.
How do you know?
I think
reason.
He had a Groupon, I
think. Whoa. Wow. Man, oh man. All right. Mr. O'Mara, you have a package from a M. Bloom. Oh, Pony sent us a gift.
Why is it ticking?
More like Matt Boom. Mike, if you go to TikTok and you look around, you're going to find things that are great. Like this guy, his name is Lonem Chum, and he has video of the world's largest
Hold on
katydid.
a second. I'm just getting over your Matt Boom. It's just funny.
He's a garbage pail kid.
It's great. Start again. I'm sorry. I was having a
Lonem Chum on TikTok posted a video of something as horrifying as you can see on TikTok. The world's largest katydid. Now imagine it's like a grasshopper, but it's, I would say, about a foot long. And here's the sound it makes.
Whoa.
Is it night?
No, just daytime holding them up.
Sounds electric.
It does. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Terrifying.
But it's yeah. And the next time you complain about a biting fly, at least we don't have foot-long katydids around here.
Wow, nasty. Now we got some big ones down here. We got some big moths down here.
Oh, that look like they're out of Central Casting.
Yeah, they're scary. Yeah, there's some weird creatures down here. Tree frogs are also down here.
They're loud. Tree frogs are so loud.
They're teeny tiny, but they creep me out.
Yeah.
They really, really do.
My dad has trouble with one at his beach place that we call grill frog because he likes to get under the grill and get to the grease trap.
Oh.
But you hear him outside, and it sounds like there's something the size of a cat out there, and it's a frog that's like an inch long. They are so loud.
Hey, Carly, you know how I was trying to find somebody to fix our screen so we don't get the tree frogs in here? I got a flyer sent to me from Matt Bloom.
Matt Boom.
Matt Boom. Matt Boom. More like Matt Boom.
Mike, I actually have, I believe. No, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Right here. I have audio of the tree frog.
Oh, you do?
Okay. If you want an example of how loud they are.
Also an echo chamber, right? Inside a grill?
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby moth.
Thank you, Rob.
It was so nearly funny. Let's close with this then. This is a lady named Ashley Otteson with deep thoughts.
Ooh.
And some of these actually make me say, huh.
The number 2 pencil is the most popular pencil in the world. Why is it still number 2?
Oh, not this again. Last time you did this, I got a headache.
A pregnant woman goes swimming. Is she a human submarine?
I'm not listening.
Aliens landed on the moon in 1969.
You can stop now.
Does a straw have 1 hole or 2?
Therapy is an option.
If you put one lasagna on top of another lasagna, you still only have 1 lasagna.
You're kidding me!
If a tomato is a fruit, does that make ketchup a smoothie?
Oh, heaven almighty.
If money is the root of all evil, why do churches ask for it?
You know, that one actually kind of makes sense.
It does make sense.
It does make sense. Yes,
That's
I agree. That does. 100% makes sense. It is the root of all evil, for God's sake.
But I wish I had more of it.
More! We got to get out of here. We'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow. Don't forget, we are selling our live show tickets starting November 1st, 5 p.m. They go on sale. Don't forget. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Oh my God! I would like to hear a Space Force Spirit on 3. 1, 2, 3. Space Force Spirit!
Good afternoon, Liver King. Your beef liver.